Heart of the Duke City. It's time for
You're
a
on our
great
Instagram,
afternoon
right?
of sports entertainment talk.
You don't connect
Get
to
ready for
@Talk
in-depth
ABQ
discussions on
and share
everything
the
from the
live boy.
court to the field, mixed with the business and
On my
culture
computer
that
or phone?
orbit the sports
Don't matter.
world.
Same
Whether
thing.
it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports. Two Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Mike's hot.
Hey, yo. What it is, Duke City. Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to a special edition, Two Men On, right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. The boys are sipping some tellers downtown at SafeHouse Distilling. We're on Gold right next to 7th Street. This is the place to be. Doors open at 5 o'clock. I tell you what, friend of the show, you give me a little knocky knock. You give me a little tappy tap on the window. As long as someone's here to run this POS system, I will let you in early. I will make you a cocktail myself. I have my server's license in my truck. I can be your professional, your personal mixologist, and it's going down at SafeHouse Distilling on the corner of Gold and 7th and beautiful and historic downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico. I am one Van Nunley, back at the studio, Zay Johnson, and
Fred's not here.
it's a Fredless Friday on the program, but lucky for me, I got the young, the talented. You might know him as the Sombrero Man. You might know him as new producer at Cumulus Networks. You might know him as that guy who matched with your favorite aunt on Tinder, Carlos Tenorio. Welcome to the program, my friend.
What's up, everybody? Sorry to anyone's aunt that I may have matched with on Tinder. I didn't even know I was on Tinder. Did you, Zay, did you set me up on Tinder and I not know?
Yeah. You know, it wasn't me, but I did hear there's a lot of like bots going around.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got the Carlos bot?
AI.
Got
Yeah,
the
the
AI
Carlos bot.
going of me.
A little botlos?
There we go. That's what it is. What's up, everybody? Happy to be on yet again. And first time on since I've joined the Cumulus Radio Network here with you guys. And I'm super excited. And, you know, Zay, I promise I'm not coming for your job. I'm just trying to learn. That's all.
Carlos, I mean, you said it, man. You're a producer here at Cumulus Networks. You've done some KNML. You're going to cut your teeth, do some KKOB. You're going to be the man in the streets here in Cumulus Networks. So for me and a bunch of people who I don't have the authority to speak for, welcome to the team.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. It's been such a great opportunity, considering I got this without getting my degree yet, and this is what I'm getting my degree in. So it's a great start, huh? How about that?
You don't even need to get your reps. You don't need to get on the job training. You don't even have to finish your degree. We're like, yeah, he's fine.
Just bring him on.
Sure, why not?
Out of the bullpen, huh?
Yeah, it's like me reversed. But the nice thing, though, about Carlos also is friend of Fred and Van, friend of the show also, and he's also going to be a producer. So, for example, let's see, the 12th of next week, that Friday, I'm doing the show that Friday, possibly, I believe so. But then I'll be gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you possibly might have Carlos fill in if he's open. And yeah, it'd be like not even a skip in the road.
Well, that's awesome. I hope you enjoy your last week and a half of employment here with us, Zay. Carlos is a talented dude, man, and he knows his sports like no other. You're tuned in. You're like an actual, like, real sports fan.
I am a big sports fan, and you know, I hope I don't Wally Pip Zay. You know, that whole espionage with, I wouldn't say espionage, but the whole situation with Lou Gehrig and Wally Pip.
Sure.
When Wally Pip went down with injury and Lou Gehrig didn't miss a game for 1,000+ games. So, you know, that's not the hope. I promise, Zay, to not Wally Pip you.
Got a hell of a program for you today, friends of the show. We're talking sports and sports-adjacent content. We got a real fun Isham Dental soundbite of the day later. That might wrap over into a double segment. I can't wait to share this one with you. I'm going to keep that one close to the vest until it's time. You know, we'll have our I-9 varsity later in the program. And, of course, our 66 Diner Blue Plate special moment of the day. Talking a lot of NFL throughout the program. Talking some MLB playoff. We're talking a little rookie of the year talk, and we're talking about haters all program. One guy you cannot hate, Kirk Cousins. Kirko Chains did his thing last night as the Atlanta Falcons had a comeback victory at home. Before we jump into the game, both you guys were watching, right?
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium was absolutely lit. That's like a home field advantage coming out of nowhere.
It's one of the best atmospheres in the NFL, dare I say. I mean, we've seen it for years in the MLS with Atlanta United, and now that the Falcons are back rocking and rolling, first time since the Georgia Dome, that place going to be tough to play. And my stepfather, big Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, so was watching the game, and good thing I left the house before Kirko Chains decided to turn on the Jets later in the ball game to win it for the Falcons. Who had 3-2 on their bingo card for the Atlanta Falcons this year? Huh?
Oh, well, first off, Carlos, me. I had Atlanta winning the South this. I do believe in Kirk Cousins. Usually, this is the time where he fails. Historically, he hasn't been good in prime time, Monday Night Football especially, but he turned it up last night. Kirk Cousins, 42 of 58. His old ass arm has to be on ice last night and this morning. 42 of 58, 509. I said that correctly. 509 yards, 8.8 average, 4 tutties, 1 pick. That was ugly. It was a very ugly pick.
It was.
But, out of 58 attempts, you got to throw at least 1 pick with a 79.8 QBR and 114.8 QB rating. He put the team on his back. Bijan who? Kyle Pitts who? This is Kirk's team. I think Atlanta's for real. What did you see in the game, Carlos?
What I saw was first off, Tampa Bay Buccaneers starting off hot. After the season Baker Mayfield had last year, a lot of Bucs fans at the start, my stepdad included, calling for the head of Baker Mayfield to be put in front of George Steinbrenner Field there across the street from Raymond James. But Baker Mayfield was turned around. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, good squad this year. But Kirk Cousins, my goodness, I was able to watch the game against the Kansas City Chiefs as well.
Sure.
And you look good in that one as well.
Cheated.
Yeah, pass interference call, but it's the Chiefs, so they're never going to get it. Kirk Cousins in my fantasy football league, 42.36 points.
Oh, he was on your team too.
He was not. He's a free agent in my league.
He's just sitting there on the waivers?
He's just sitting there on the waivers in the UNM Dads League. And
what do you have? What do you have? An 8-man league? Why doesn't somebody start Kirk Cousins?
It's a 10-man league. I'll tell you that one. And Bo Nix is employed in that league. So we never said we were the smartest. But the Atlanta Falcons, hard-fought game the entire way to really push this into overtime too. I mean, field goal late in the middle of the fourth quarter by Tampa Bay to put them up 30-27, and Hungwei Koo, as time expires. Young Hoku. There we go.
Yeah. Well,
Hoku. You know who I'm talking about.
Thanks for attempting to pronounce it correctly.
Young Hoku. As time expires.
Man of culture.
I know,
Carlos.
I try. There we go. First week here, fired right away. As time expires, Young Hoku, 52 yards out after he missed earlier in the game too. Really good redemption. And then, of course, you can't give the ball to Kirk Cousins with a game like this. And overtime, right away, ball game, bingo, bango, you're done. And the Falcons come away with a 36-30 win over the Buccaneers, 3-2. And the NFC South might be the best division in football right now, dare I say. Every team, well, other than the Carolina Panthers, I would say, fighting for early playoff contentions right away. And, Thursday night football games last season, snoozers, absolute snoozers.
Sure.
That's come from a Raider fan who watched his team almost put up 70 against the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
This year, it hasn't been like that. I mean, this might be the best Thursday night football game I have seen in maybe 2-3 years.
Well, I mean, the NFL obviously listens to this program. Roger Goodell, friend of the show, appreciate
big fan.
The longtime friendship from day one. He listens, and last year we roasted Thursday night football. By the way, if you're not watching Thursday night football at Sadie's on 4th Street, you're missing out. You got a great bar, the best food and salsa in town, and a fun patio with live music. You want to hear the game and watch the game in the bar? I get it. What I do is I go on the patio and I listen to music and watch the game. Don't need the commentators. I don't need the announcers. I need to be crooned by some talented musicians at Sadie's on 4th Street.
And the weather's been perfect too.
Oh, fantastic. So Roger Goodell's obviously listening to us because we roasted Thursday night football all last week. The worst games of the year, lopsided snoozers, and they're setting up some really good contests this year. Division rivalries, good teams, playoff intentions. So thanks, Roger, for taking note and doing the right thing. We really appreciate it. Kirk Cousins went off, and I love how the second they scored the touchdown, he congratulated his teammates. Then he ran right into the Dirty Bird section and started the swag and surf.
That was amazing.
He's so adorable, dude. He's like the cutest, dorkiest white guy who's just leaning into this Atlanta culture. It's legit. It's legit fun to watch. Kirk O'Chains has like entered his swag era, and I am absolutely here for it. Like last week, after the last home game, he was like,
well, I think it's really cool that the crowd really does the swag and surf thing, and they got their hands in the air and they're moving them side to side, and the energy is like really cool.
And then next week he throws on a chain and runs straight to the sideline after dapping up his teammates and does the swag and surf.
Did not have that one on my bingo card either.
Oh my God, it's wild.
I think another thing to note with Kirk, and I think you really, especially when it comes to like being an athlete and being a competitor, and I think Kirk's a competitor. I think you have to be to come back from an Achilles the way he just did. But having them draft that rookie QB right behind him, that's got to be pushing him in practice. It's got to be pushing him to perfection. Versus in Minnesota, yeah, he would still have good games, but I don't know if he necessarily had the same urgency that he may have now, because now he's had an injury. So that's already a chip on one shoulder. And then you got Penix Jr., who he did not know they were going to draft. Not that he should have known, but it's still a slap in the face, so that's like another chip on the other shoulder. So I think the ingredients for him to have a career year are there.
Oh, 100%. And as a Raider fan, seeing this, I'll admit I'm a little salty that they have Michael Penix, because that was the guy I wanted. That was the guy a lot of Raider Nation wanted to be the quarterback of the future for the Raiders. And then the Atlanta Falcons decide to, you know what, let's draft this guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy for us. Not like we just.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. My opinions on Gardner Minshew, but it's more the fact that why do you need him? And now we see why. Kirk Cousins, like you said, was playing with a little bit of chip on the shoulder, and what was that? The Kirk Cousins curse. No team that's ever lost to Kirk Cousins has won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
Sorry, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're listening. Your Buccaneers ain't winning the Super Bowl this year now because you have lost to Kirk O'Chains.
Well, I mean, they learned from the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, right? They draft Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers rattles off 2 straight MVP seasons, choked in the playoffs. I know I was watching every second of it, but that extra motivation to see that young guy standing behind you, Penix is a stud. He's going to get his shot. He's going to get a real shot in the NFL, but he's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah,
he's culturing Kirk Cousins. He's culturing him up over there. He's keeping him up on the slang. He's keeping him up on games so he can, relate to the Atlanta crowd. He's that guy in the corner like, hey, bro, don't do that. Do this instead. And then they'll like you.
He's like that meme of Steve Buscemi. How do you do, my fellow kids? That's what Kirk Cousins reminds you of.
That's 100% what Kirk is. He's the most wonder-bred vanilla dude in the history of the NFL, but he is living that swag life, and I am here for it. A little more football, a little more Thursday Night Football recap later in the program. We're talking about your NFL weekend, talking MLB playoffs, and all the other big stories in the sports world, hitting you with some sports-adjacent stories as well, because, that's what we do here. The boys are live from SafeHouse Distilling, downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico. When we get back, we have a special guest on the program, VIP JC. And we're talking a little bit of swinging the sticks when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report.
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. Welcome back to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Van Nunley here, Zay Johnson back at the studio. Carlos Tenorio sitting in with us, and special guest for a segment, swinging through, having himself a little cocktail here at SafeHouse Distilling downtown. One Jay Choi. Jay Choi, of course, is my co-host on the golf weekend program, Dirty Boys Present, Filling the Holes, right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. We're your one-stop pro shop for all things golf and golf adjacent. Jay, you're also the owner-operator of Clubhouse 18. Tell the friends of the show what's going down at Clubhouse 18 and a little about who you are and what you do down there.
I am a former tour professional golfer, the former Lobo, Mountain West Conference champion.
All-American.
All-American, yes, I was. And now I operate a little private golf studio in Albuquerque.
It's little in size, but not in scope, because you have like the best technology in all of golf inside your private golf studio.
Yep.
What's the technology that you have?
I have a full swing golf simulator kit that tracks your golf club, what it does basically, and gives you all the lofts, lie angles, how your spin rates, and all these things. And I have another putting green that's designed to help you how to read putts.
Your putting green is crazy. Like, that's the first time I've ever seen one of those. Like, I've seen a TrackMan before. I've seen a full swing before. I've never seen your putting technology. Like, what's it called and how does it work?
It's a putt view, and it's got a tracking system with projector built in the ceiling that shoots out and gives you a guideline with the laser or projection lines of how your putt is supposed to break at a certain distance.
That is wild. Like, the technology there is crazy. Like, we talk about this on the program on the weekend. You know, we're live every Saturday, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock right here on the Sports Animal. Dirty Boys Present, Filling the Holes. You can catch us. If you can't catch us live on the Sports Animal, we're on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts. And also started doing some Instagram Live.
Yep.
And then we're going to be doing YouTube and Facebook Live soon as well. So you can get us in every single medium available. Come check us out. Even if you're not like a hardcore golfer, we have a lot of fun. It's entertaining. And I highly recommend that you join the program. Carlos, you are not a golfer.
Far from it.
Are you golf curious? Because we're looking for friends of the show like you who are golf curious and just want to dip their toe in a little bit.
Yes. Actually, I played my first round in quite some time earlier this summer with some friends.
Ooh.
We won't talk about how that went, but I'll tell you what.
I'm sure it went well.
It was fantastic. I'll tell you what. But I'll tell you what. There's a lot of people, like I said, mentioned the UNM dads earlier, in my friend group, that we could really use that technology. Me, myself, more than anybody else, I think, with the, if we golf was any indication, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, so how I help is I help you understand how your golf swing is supposed to be. Not everybody's Tiger Woods. Not everybody is Colin Morikawa. You can't hit those beautiful fades every time.
Sure.
Come and see me. I'll get you going. I'll let you find out what your golf game is like, and then we'll make it just better from there.
So Jay, you can, by the way, Jay Choi, owner operator of Clubhouse 18, played on the Japanese tour and Lobo Legend on the program with us. So you're able to take any level of golfer and get a couple levels better. But I think your wheelhouse is taking already confident golfers and taking them to the next level.
Yeah, because I could definitely help with people who are already good. They just want to get there is a limit to how good you can get doing by yourself. I have seen people take it to plus handicaps, shooting under pars and stuff like that. But it took them time after time, practice after practice. It's not an easy thing to do, but I could definitely help you.
I've seen real results with my game personally, because I'm a competent, not embarrass myself, break 100 guy. And in between, golfing with you and golfing with our other co-host, Max Machado, owner operator of Dirty's Golf Shop. Definitely check out that spot too. It is sweet. Get all of your golf merch there. You're slowly making me into a better golfer, a more consistent golfer, and little tips at a time. But it takes practice and it takes money. And I love what you said. It takes money to be a better golfer, and time is money.
Yep. It is. And the reason why I don't give you a bunch of tips to get better quicker, because by me giving you a bunch, I'm actually slowing you down getting better.
Right.
So what I want you to do is I'll give you a tip. It's just a light one I'll throw it out there to you, and you just have a couple of weeks of practice. When you have some time, you start working on it and let your brain wake up to the sense.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of former baseball coaches that I played under that probably should have used that method of skill with us. But as a former baseball player, my swing, obviously, I'm used to that level plane, hitting a baseball that's coming at me 90 miles an hour. In my head, a ball sitting still messes with me.
Yeah.
So this program, how hard can it be? It's extremely hard. I never understood how hard it was until, I went out there and I think I'm going to hit it straight and everything's cutting super far right and going and, losing 7-8 golf balls on a round. So this program sounds amazing for people like me that, as you said, golf curious. Maybe all us former retired baseball players need to hop into this and fix our swing up.
Let's go.
1 week from now, the boys will be doing the program live, full show from the Balloon Fiesta. We'll be commentating on the Evening Glow live from Balloon Fiesta. Gonna have a lot of fun. 1 week from today, myself and Fred Slow. Jay, I understand you're going to Balloon Fiesta this weekend.
Yes, I am.
Is this your first time since being back in town?
Yes, it is my first time. Actually, yes, I went last year. Right? But I didn't go to Balloon Fiesta. I have my kid's friend's parent have a house literally in the middle of the park. Their backyard is connected to the park.
Oh, that's wild.
That's amazing.
So they get this the resident passes that are you just drive right into the park. I just parked at our house and went to their backyard and we're like,
here we are.
So that was my experience.
Much cheaper.
I didn't get the whole Balloon Fiesta experience, but I am going this year for sure. So
Clubhouse 18 is right there, right off of Alameda.
That's right.
Like, are you locked down? Like, can you get in and out of your own business? Because I know how insane traffic is during Balloon Fiesta.
So I went and got a special pass for business pass on that block. So if you have a business within that block, they give you a little pass that police lets you go by on Alameda, so you don't have to go all the way around. I'm gonna feel special. I'm gonna drive by all this traffic. I'm getting escorted by police.
Give them a little wave.
Yeah, what's up, boys?
So you get to watch me absolutely tear apart Paco Golf Course on Thursday. I get to go to Paco for the first time on Thursday. Shout out to our friends at Paco. They're hosting the Dirty Boys from Filling the Holes. We're going to get some good content for Instagram and have a lot to talk about on the program in the following. I'm so excited. Like, I've only seen pictures. Like, obviously, I've been up on the backside of the mountain, been up there to the ski resort. It's gorgeous out there, and I can't wait to swing some sticks. And I can't wait to see how awful my game really is on a hard course.
Yeah, it's a great golf course. I just went and played a couple days ago. Was it yesterday? It was a couple days ago. With the owners of Paco. He came out. Actually, not the owner, the person who works with the owners.
Sure.
He came out and we met up and played 9 holes and kind of shoot some content. It was fun. The golf course is just fantastic.
Jay Choi, owner operator of Clubhouse 18, joining us for a segment. He was in the neighborhood, lucky enough to have him on the program. Jay, how do the friends of the show get a hold of you at Clubhouse 18 if they're trying to take their game to the next level?
Instagram.
Okay.
Or, just shoot me an email, theclub18abq@gmail.com.
Theclub18abq@gmail.com. Jay Choi, my co-host on Dirty Boys Present Filling the Holes, Saturday morning, 8A to 9A, right here on the Sports Animal. Thanks for hanging out with us, my dude.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, baby.
Short notice.
Appreciate you as always. Can't wait to fix this baseball player swing of mine.
Let's get it on.
When we get back, more sports and sports adjacent content You're listening to Two Men On right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This re-
.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Boys are live from SafeHouse Distilling, downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico, on Gold. Come on down, get yourself the best hooch in town. I'll tell you what, friends of the show, you come here, you take a selfie with Carlos the Sombrero Man Tenorio, I will buy your first cocktail. Put that pinky swear right here, live on air.
I don't know if you want. Yeah, I don't know if you want that. I don't know if you want that picture on your phone. That sounds awful.
Caitlin Clark, after a magical rookie season, has been bounced out of the WNBA postseason tournament. Rookie of the year, should have been unanimous, set an all-time assist record, set a rookie scoring record, set a rookie three-point record, is as advertised. All you haters out there who thought she was going to be dropped down a peg when she entered the WNBA, you are all wrong. She got off to a slow start, but absolutely as advertised. She is a real one, and I am wildly impressed by her ascension. She is everything that was promised, and she's just going to get better and better and better every single year. I am a son, I am a brother to a sister, and I am a father to a daughter. And I will openly admit, I don't exactly follow women's sports, and that's okay. I should not. You're not going to guilt me into watching female sports just because to balance out the tit for tat, the quid pro quo. I like what I like, and that's okay. But I've watched more WNBA this past year than I have my entire life.
It's been an unreal season, too. I mean, and it started long before the season even started. It started with March Madness, with the NCAA women's tournament, and the back and forth between Reese and Clark going back 2 years ago. And that hype has built and built and built. And having watched WNBA, not religiously, but watched, maybe 10, 15 games a year, supporting the Phoenix Mercury, the amount of people in the stands this year compared to years past, unbelievable. And it's you can't deny Caitlin Clark has something major to do with this too.
Yeah, and I don't understand all the haters. I get the old guard, like you got to haze the rookie, you got to let them know, hey, welcome to the big leagues, blah, blah, blah. But the serious hate, like the hard fouls, the technical fouls, like the straight up bullying was absolutely unnecessary. You want to give her a little bump? You want to get in her ear, talk some smack? It's part of the game. I get it. You want to give her a hard foul every once in a while? I get it. Don't come at the basket like that. That's part of the game. But like the brutality that she endured by her fellow sisters in the association, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Private airplanes, raises in salary, more commercial sales, infusing millions of dollars into your league, which was floundering, and you still hate this person, you should be honoring this person. You should be dapping this person up. Like on the court stuff, I get it. Play your hardest. Try to shut her down. You want to win the game. But like the hate that she received all year is baffling to me.
It was unreal all season long. And, every time you go on Twitter or Instagram, it's another hard foul. It's another hard foul. But then she shows emotions. She gets teed up right away. And I feel like officiating had a lot to do with it too this season. The officials kind of did welcome to the big leagues, kid.
Right.
At some point, you got to take it in. This is your star player, right? You're not going to see, a star MLB player who's, coming in the league, set the league on fire. You're not going to see a veteran pitcher throw 100 miles an hour at his head just to, I'm going to send a message. No. It's a regular season game. There's no need. And like you said, play hard. I'm a Warrior fan, have Draymond Green. Maybe I'm not the best equipped to be like, all right, let's not be too rough. But Draymond picked and chose his moments, obviously, and he just picked random people too, let's be honest. But so he wasn't going after a rookie just because of who they were, And here's my thing too. Are you going to see that this year with Bronny James? Just because he's LeBron's son?
You see, and that's a good question, and that goes into the point I was going to make, and I'm going to make it very, very cautiously. But like, just for an example, we've seen people be like doubted or unrealistic expectations be put on male athletes by their teammates, maybe other fellow players. But have we ever seen somebody get bullied the way Caitlin Clark just got bullied because of the exposure that she was getting in a male sport? So I feel like because you have, not that, there's a negative or positive to either side of the things, but I think when you're talking about a sport of women who feel like they have to already earn a certain amount of exposure, they have to earn the right to be there, they have to be a certain amount of skill to even be taken seriously as a basketball player. So then when you have somebody else come in and they're being treated, they probably looked at her as if she was basically an NBA player who was allowed to play in their league. Like, I'm sure they looked at her as an alien. Like, so why do you get the fame that all the men get? And we all know the reason why. But the fact that she was getting that, it probably made them feel like, you're someone who you don't relate to us. And she's like, I do relate to you guys. I'm just doing things that, unfortunately, men like seeing. Steph Curry, like, she's doing things that we see that resemble what Steph does, or Steve Nash, some of the most entertaining players ever in the NBA. So you take that same play style and you bring that playing style over to women's basketball, you're going to draw male viewers. Like, we don't watch to see Caitlin Clark get 8 assists. We watch to see how many half-court threes she can throw up and hit. We watch to see her shoot off the dribble and do cool things. So Juju Watkins, she's going to get the fame. I mean, she's a scorer too.
She's up next.
Exactly. It's like, even in the NBA, you can't just go score a boring 30 points. Like Jokic, yes, he wins MVPs, but people aren't tuning in a bunch to see Jokic, at least not until he was winning championships or MVPs, because his play style was a little boring.
Jokic is the perfect example, because the Jokic of the WNBA is Asia Wilson. Like, she dominated. Like, she easily deserved the MVP. Like, without a doubt, had a record-setting season in the WNBA. But I'm going to be brutally honest right here. I might have known nothing about her historic season if it wasn't for people talking about Caitlin Clark first and then mentioning how dope Asia Wilson was. And Asia, Asia came into the league as a stud. Like, she was the rookie of the year. Last year was her 3rd MVP. She's a 8-year veteran in the league. Like, she's a stud. She should be the face of the WNBA. But Caitlin Clark, don't hate her because she stole the shine. Like, and Zay, there has to be some racial undertones here, right? Like, Caitlin, the shine that Caitlin Clark got at Iowa. Like, come on, Iowa. We know who lives in Iowa. Like, and it transcended Iowa into the whole country. Like, I've never talked about women's college basketball in my life, and I do this for a living. I'm on a microphone for 15, 18, 20 hours a week talking about sports, and I've never talked about it before. Here we are with Caitlin Clark, a legit phenom.
And then another great example to show that people, migrate to what's popular. Take Jeremy Lin. There were plenty of other guys that were better than Jeremy Lin during his little outburst that he had. But everyone's watching, and it wasn't just because of his stats. It wasn't just because he was the first Asian guy to be in the NBA doing the things that he was doing, but he was doing spin moves, fadeaway 3-pointers. He's waving off the star players on the team, and he's coming in and he's hitting game-winning 3-pointers and all these different things, similar to what we saw Caitlin do. So if you're a highlight-worthy player, you're going to draw fans and you're going to draw viewers.
At the end of the day, sports is entertainment, right?
There you
so
go.
What people are going to find entertaining, they're going to draw to. And, your point of the Linsanity run, people were so fixated on that because it was amazing. That's like people watching the White Sox, suck so much. It was entertaining to see how bad they were, or it's entertaining to see how good the Linsanity run was. Or, I remember the hype around Steph when he broke the 3-point record too. People watch because it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what sports is. And Caitlin Clark is fun to watch. I mean, when she was at Iowa, granted, my boss, shout out to Ryan Maxwell out there, my former boss, Iowa Hawkeye, and we had a conversation 2 years ago. He goes, who's the best college player right now? I said, Caitlin Clark. because she was fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know, and it seemed, and that's not knocking Angel Reese either. I've liked Angel Reese when she was at LSU. You know, that was an unpopular opinion, but I think she's a heck of a ball player. You know, and it's this whole rivalry between the two has really been blown out of proportion by the media. I feel like,
Angel as well.
Yes,
yeah,
for
and,
sure.
and her 100%.
And
too.
WNBA veterans.
Yeah,
Angel, she started it with pointing at the ring. Like Caitlyn did it because people celebrate when they're winning and they want the ring. But like for Angel to respond doing it in her face as if that's not something that everybody else does, and as if Caitlyn took a personal shot, that started it. And then before the season started, they were all together, like the early draft picks were together. And I saw a picture of all of them like on like an elevator or that Chicago building where you can like stand out in the glass. Everyone's smiling and looking all fine and dandy. And then you go right back and they go to their respective teams. And then Angel's on Twitter or X now, and she's like taking shots. And, you know, other people are saying, well, all she does is, what can she do other than shoot threes? And then she starts leading the league in assists.
Set the record for assists. Yeah. Not for a rookie, for everyone ever who's ever done it in that league. Her first year. It's wild. Game recognized game, and you should be celebrating her, not hating on her. Like
that one
whoever exactly. You beat me to it, Carlos. The one voter who voted for Angel Reese over Caitlin Clark. That is a legit internet snort boy troll move. Everyone on the planet knows that Caitlin Clark is better than Angel Reese. Everyone on the planet knows that Caitlin Clark had a better season than Angel Reese. Like, she's a good player. She deserves to be an all-star. She deserves consideration for, you know, second team or third team, all WNBA, whatever. She should get votes for that. But like, not Caitlin Clark not being unanimous rookie of the year, who had the best rookie season in the history of the whole league, it's insulting.
Yeah, it really is. And what I find funny now is all these reporters who had votes on it publicly coming out on Twitter, because they don't have to make their votes known.
Right.
WNBA coming out on Twitter
Cowards.
saying, it's not me. Trust me. Look, I voted for Caitlin Clark, or, you know, hey, don't come at me because I voted for Caitlin Clark. It's now a mad dash with media members to see, okay, can we sniff them out on who it's going to be, at least with the voters? Can we sniff out who is it?
And another thing, right, that also really sucks about the whole thing is, so let's be realistic here. So majority, if you were to look at like community-wise, the African-American community is heavily into basketball, like just as a whole, like on average, that's going to be the case. Of course, most of the NBA is that. So what also really sucks is that you got like me included, we're fans of the sport. And then we see somebody like Caitlyn doing things we've never seen a WNBA player doing. And then everyone wants to come at you from that angle, like, oh, why are you so, you know, as if you're like picking another race over your own because you like her as a basketball player over Angel Reese as a basketball player. And it's like, this is such an unfair angle. And maybe in the first few weeks, some people may have said some red flaggish things, but as the season went on and she's getting all these assists, and even when she shoots bad, she's still getting 7 rebounds and 8 assists and things like that. It's like, come on, like, when are you guys going to give it up and understand that this is a real thing and it's not us picking because of someone's skin color?
Let's unpackage this a little more when we get back, because I think there's more to this than we're letting on. More Caitlin Clark and, well, dare I say, race relations talk when we get back right here on 2 Men On. We're live from SafeHouse Distilling downtown. We'll be back with more sports and sports adjacent content. See ya in a minute.
This report is sponsored.
program, Duke City. Welcome back to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Little Caitlin Clark talk and talking about some culture here in the country and as far as sports fandom. Listen to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal. So when we left, you were talking about the implications of the rise of Caitlin Clark. And as the whitest white guy of all time, I'm one step below Kirk Cousins when it comes to this. My melanin level is negative, and I did my 23andMe, and my credit score went up 15 points. Like, that's how white I am. I am belligerently white, but I'm also not oblivious to how this works. And I understand the rise of Caitlin Clark wasn't solely about what she was doing on the court. The biggest part of it, I get it. She's a phenom. She's the best to ever do it. All-time scoring in college, not just the ladies, all-time scoring in college of all sexes, however many you think exist, and then gets to the WNBA, had just a rough little beginning, and then kept dominating just like she always has. But I'm no fool to understand that why she was such a draw in this country transcended her play on the court. And I understand that shouldn't be an issue in this country. And Zay, something you hinted at, conversely, she got a little extra shine because she has the same melanin levels that I do. But then again, she ran into a problem as well with people who are just straight up basketball heads who didn't want to be a fan of her because of the culture, right, Zay?
Yeah. No, that is 100% true for sure. But what I was kind of hinting at was saying that, like, me, like, as like I'm a black dude, and there's a lot of times now I don't talk on a super big platform, but say somebody like Shannon Sharp or like Stephen A. Smith, I know those two guys who are huge Caitlin Clark fans. Stephen A. Smith loves Steph Curry. Shannon Sharp loves Steph Curry outside of the LeBron competition, but they both love Steph. They both appreciate entertaining basketball, and they love Caitlin Clark. But then there were former WNBA players that were getting on the show and were coming at them as if they were being unfair, as if they were, and on social media platforms, people are coming at them like, oh, you're going against your own race, you're going against your kind. And it's like, no, what you're doing is you're exposing yourself as not wanting to give her credit because of her race, because we're just appreciating the basketball aspect of it. For you to even bring up, oh, you just don't want to be a fan of her because you don't, you're just going against your own kind. It's like, okay, so that means you don't want to be a fan of hers because of who she is. Like, it's people think they're attacking you, but they're just exposing themselves. And that principle works with so many different things in life. Oh, you're just doing this. Like, actually, no, I'm not at all. I wasn't even going there at all with my thoughts. It's good to know you were. It's good to know that's how you're thinking. And that also shows that is a thing that she's dealing with. It's a real thing. And I'm actually pretty happy at how the basketball world handled the situation throughout this season. Because it could have got way worse, especially with how powerful social media is. She could have literally almost started not like a literal race war, but like it could have gotten real bad. And she handled it marvelously. She didn't say anything. Social media didn't say anything. Interviews said nothing. But there was a lot of content for fire to start, and it luckily never sparked off.
Yeah, with the division in this country right now, like Caitlin Clark could have, pulled a 45 on everyone. Could have like incited riots if she wanted to. If she kept saying the wrong things on Twitter, she kept saying the wrong things on interview. She literally could have started a race war. We could have had the Caitlin Clark wars of 2024. Like, I don't know how to approach that. I don't know how to deal with that. Luckily, her character, her integrity floated to the top and, nipped all of this in the bud. But I'm no fool. I know why Christian McCaffrey is a little more popular than he should be. I know why Wes Welker was a little more popular than he should be. Like, I know why Jordy Nelson was a little more popular than he should be. I know why people were so mad at Barry Bonds going after Babe Ruth's home run record. It's the same thing happened to Hank Aaron when he was going after the record. It exists here. It always will. Let's hope that we keep stepping forward, step after step, and keep getting better in this country and keep loving each other and keep caring for each other and get better every day. And I think Caitlin Clark can lead us hand in hand and end racism in this country.
Caitlin
One
Clark for
dime at a time, baby.
Caitlin Clark for president, baby.
When we get back, more sports and sports adjacent content. Got a fun interview at 5:15. We're gonna have a party animal on the show, baby. A son of Albuquerque is coming back home, and we're excited to talk about it. We'll see you in a few short minutes. You're listening to 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Nice hat.
1 hour in the books, 2 hours to go. Happy Friday, friend of the show. Oh my God, was that a haiku? Was that a haiku? 1 hour in the books, 2 hours to go. Happy Friday. No, it's way too many. It's way too many syllables. It rhymed though.
It was a good shot.
It could have been. I think it was a couplet. I think you call that a couplet, Carlos.
You think the communication major would know, but I do not.
You did it again, friend of the show, and we're so proud of you. You made it through another week. Happy Friday. It's 5 o'clock. Hopefully you're in your car on the way home, hanging out with the boys. We are at SafeHouse Distilling, downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I'm starting off my weekend right. Carlos, in front of me, I have a profit share bourbon.
Oh,
the best bourbon in New Mexico. Like, what kind of drink did you make with that bourbon, you may ask, which you did not, but it's okay. I'll do the show all by myself. I'm drinking it straight. I'm just a little sipper boy.
Wow.
I got a cute little snifter right here.
Sipper boy.
I get a little whiff, stick that pinky out. Here we go.
Whippy boy. Yeah.
Aerate it, take a little sip. That is the best in the biz. Profit share bourbon right here at SafeHouse Distilling downtown. Crazy weekend in the NFL coming up, and we'll unpackage that for you in the 6 o'clock hour. 5:30, we got our Isham Dental soundbite of the day, and this might be unprecedented. This might be the first 2-segment Isham Dental soundbite of the day ever, but we'll see how it plays out. Your I-9 coming up at 6 o'clock in our weekend preview, the whole rest of the 6 o'clock hour. We talked about Caitlin Clark the last 2 segments and the treatment that she received so far this year and what it looks like on her rise to stardom and what it's going to look like going forward. And hopefully it's a healthier situation going forward. And both of you guys mentioned what it's going to look like for Bronny James being a rookie in the NBA. Is he going to get roughed up? Is he going to get some extra treatment? Is the nepotism going to create even more haters than there already are? Zay, I know you're a big Bronny guy. How do you think he's going to be received in the NBA this year?
It's 100%, especially because the NBA has become such a big, it's like a huge cliquey friend group.
Sure.
So what's going to happen is it's going to depend on who the players are, what team he's playing.
Right.
If Patrick Beverly was still in the league, you better guarantee Patrick Beverly is going to try to be that guy to Bronny. There might be other guys, like I know the point guard for the Pelicans, Alvarado. He's kind of one of those pesty dudes. So I think some guys that like playing tight on-ball defense, they're going to try to embarrass him, but I don't think they're going to try to rough him up. I don't think no one's going to go overboard and try to knock him over when they don't have to, or anything that we saw Caitlin go through. But I think we're going to see people really want to, strip the ball from him, block his shot, suffocate him, blow by him.
Whoa.
On the course.
Dang.
There's children here.
Blow by him. I said bye.
Oh, I thought you meant choke him.
I heard suffocate. I was like,
suffocate him? Like,
they're going to come out of the locker room with pillows and just pin him down, huh?
Yeah, no. But they're going to want to make him feel that way, as if he's actually he can't breathe. So I think that's what they're going to try to do. Yeah, and someone is definitely going to try to dunk on him. I don't know who it is, but everyone's going to want to be the first guy to dunk on him. But he might not even be in the game that much to have these issues.
Well, see, that's my thing. Like, what I originally heard was he's going to get a week of reps. It's going to be a great story. He gets to play with his dad, and then he's going to get sent down to the G League where he can actually get reps and get minutes. And I think that's the right decision to make.
100%. I mean, I'm just going to come out and say it because I said it a long time ago.
Sure.
There's no reason this kid should be in the NBA.
Hard agree.
There's no reason this kid should be in the NBA. He was mediocre at best at USC.
Hard agree.
Granted, he did have a medical issue to start the season. I'm glad he's okay.
That was weird.
Which was, it was a rough start, and I'm glad he's okay. He should still be at USC right now. There's no reason he should be in the NBA. And when they were the Lakers were interviewing the UConn head coach, I'll tell you what, Bronny James wouldn't even make the UConn rotation if he went and played at UConn.
You're right.
So why is he playing in the NBA? And where he belongs is in the G League, playing against the Santa Cruz Warriors and the Maine Celtics. You know, I obviously, you know, here I am on my high horse sitting at this wonderful distillery down here in beautiful downtown Albuquerque, and nowhere close to being an NBA starlet like him. However, talent-wise, there's no reason this kid should be in. And really, if you think about it, if JT Toppin would have considered the draft, JT Toppin should have been in. And dare I say, I think Jalen House much better player than Bronny James.
I mean, well, he's got the bones of a great player. He's got the DNA of a great player. He grew up, lived his whole life with the boat. The GOAT is obviously Michael Jordan. The boat is LeBron James. Everybody knows that. But he's got the bones of being a good NBA player, but not right now. If LeBron James wasn't his dad, he wouldn't be in the NBA right now. We wouldn't even be talking about, does this rookie, is he going to get hazed? Is he going to get more special treatment than somebody else? Is he going to get the Caitlin Clark treatment when he goes out on the court? Is he going to be taking hard fouls all the time? Or people are going to like single him out and bully him? We wouldn't be having that conversation because a guy with, you know, his repertoire, his skill set, and especially his numbers in college would not be in the NBA.
He'd be lucky if he started for Richard Pitino here at UNM based on his numbers.
So here's I think where the potential is coming from is because he was 15th. Well, not 15th. He was ranked 28th coming out of high school.
Sure.
So like 28th amongst all positions coming out of high school. McDonald's All-American. And I would say this. A lot of times you hear scouts say this. He's good at the right things. So Bronny, no, we haven't seen him light it up from deep in a game. But when you do see him, and I don't want to sound dumb when I say this, but when you see him like in shoot-arounds, or like he'll hit 15, 20 straight threes. It's like, okay, so this guy should be able to be a spot-up shooter. Okay, so you check that box. What he is best at, even though you can come at it, the only thing with him is he's not the best offensive player. He's a great on-ball defensive player. He's great at defense. I don't think if he was good at defense, he would have been in the league. But I think there's hope that, okay, at worst case scenario, he'll be a good defender. But in Bronny's case, I mean, he can jump very high, so he's athletic. He can run. He can shoot. And he just needs confidence in his shot. And the ingredients are there. He should still be in college. But I think the hope is that after a full off season, he'll return back to being that 28th ranked player. And I don't know what the numbers are, you know, how often the top 30 stay one and done or 2 years, or like what the average is, what the rate is. But I would imagine a lot of the top 30 are trying to be one and dones, or, you know, they're trying to get to the NBA as quick as possible.
Get that check and bounce. Get that money.
Yeah, I mean, hard agree with all of this. And it's not going to be Caitlin Clark. It's not going to be levels of the bullying she received, but everyone's going to want to show up LeBron's kid. Because LeBron, like, I mean, you see how the media treats him. It's the same thing to a lower extent with players in the NBA. He's not universally loved. He's not universally adored in the NBA. Universally respected, hell yes. But we're going to see that trickle-down effect from the kind of love that LeBron James receives, treated the same way to his kid next year. And I'll tell you what, with him being there, with JJ Redick being there, and you know, I mean, the Lakers get the same kind of attention that the Cowboys get. So we will be talking all about it.
Yeah. It's going to be like Lion King. It's going to be like Lion King.
Sure.
Like everyone wanted to come for the little son once daddy wasn't around. That's how it's going to be. But daddy will be around for most of the time.
Yeah.
I couldn't beat your dad, so I'm going to beat you.
Yeah. And
You know,
Draymond Green will be playing the role of Scar.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That man, I'll say,
The NBA,
beat LeBron
the
quite
NBA.
a bit in the NBA Finals, if I recall.
We got a fun interview coming up after the commercial break. The sun shines bright in Albuquerque, and one of Albuquerque's sons is coming home. Banana Ball is coming back, and Albuquerque's own Drew Gillespie, the leader of the Party Animals, is bringing the Party Animals back to Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park, and we'll catch up with him when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program, Duke City. Welcome back to 2 Men On. Welcome back to 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. The boys are live from SafeHouse Distilling downtown. We're on Gold, right next to the corner of 7th Street. I got myself right here, a little snifter of Profit Share Bourbon. I'm starting my weekend off right with my friends at SafeHouse Distilling and Teller Vodka. Speaking of friends, friend of the show is back in town. Native Burqueño graduated from Albuquerque, played for the Lobos, and he was back in town recently trying to thwart the antics of the Savannah Bananas. And he's about to be back in town to battle the Texas Tailgaters, the new addition to Banana Ball that will be coming to Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park. Native son of Albuquerque, Drew Gillespie. Welcome back to the program, my friend.
What's up, guys? It's been a while. How you been?
I mean, it's been too long. I'm going to be brutally honest, my friend. You put on a show last time you're in town, and you're bringing Banana Ball back to Albuquerque as your party animals, which, by the way, forget the bananas, squish the bananas, let them go bad, turn them into banana bread. I'm a party animal guy. I'm with you, buddy. What are you bringing to town next time you guys are at Isotopes Park?
So last year we had the banana show. We got to play little brother to the banana. But next year we're in charge. So There's really anything under the sun is fair play, in my honest opinion. And we're going to bring a lot of partying to 505, and we're going to turn this whole state pink instead of yellow for sure.
Let's do that. I'm so into that. I'm a party animal guy. Like I said, forget the bananas. You guys have more fun. You guys do it right. You rip the sleeves off. You put on a bandana. You have yourself a profit share bourbon here at SafeHouse Distilling, and you guys do it unlike anybody else. For the friends of the show who aren't familiar with Banana Ball, who aren't familiar with what the party animals do, tell them about a little bit about the product that they're going to see on the field.
Yeah, so the Savannah Bananas were a college summer league that kept pushing the envelope till Jesse Cole came up with the idea of Banana Ball. It's a 12-rule game, fast-paced, highly entertaining, and it's an entertainment show for the fans. So you're going to see a lot of competition with a whole lot of dancing. So the easiest way to put it, for the viewers that have never seen it before, it's a 2-hour baseball game. We're going to play 9 innings in those 2 hours. And there's the whole circus going on at the same time.
Drew, I know I'm not.
With ours, it's going to be a little bit more of a party. So we'll have a rock band instead of a marching band. We'll have a flair bartender on the side of the field, giving some drinks to fans. Like, it'll be more of a party, similar show.
I believe I saw you guys take this show to Viva Las Vegas at that beautiful ballpark on the Las Vegas Aviators early this year, and it looked fantastic. And for the entire state, going to be able to support one of our own, which, there's that always running gag. We can't go anywhere without a Zia flag. Well, you can't go anywhere without that amazing hot air balloon entrance. Other than being a New Mexican, what does that hot air balloon entrance mean to you, bringing out that hot air balloon whenever you come in to close down the door?
It was awesome, man. Getting the opportunity to come back for the Balloon Fiesta this year, and to the party people that I'm true Albuquerque. I've been going to the Balloon Fiesta my whole life. It so happens to be my birthday yesterday, so
happy birthday, Drew.
My dad's birthday was yesterday, so that's nice.
Hey, man.
Oh, there you go.
Everybody knows legends are born in October, so.
Drew, you mentioned that it's a 2-hour, 9-inning game. You guys keep it tight, but the show isn't just 2 hours. You guys hang out before, you're putting on a show before, you're putting on a show after, and in between each inning and during the inning, you guys are turning it up to 11. Tell us a little bit about the on-the-field antics and how much fun you guys have out there.
Yeah. I mean, our antics start at 4:45. The game does start at 7, but we have so much pre-show entertainment, and like you said, we have a post-game party with our band. That's a lot of fun. But when it comes down to in-game, expect a minor league plus level of play with trick plays involved, catches behind the back, a couple flips, ground balls between the legs, stuff of that nature where we're already taking really good baseball that's at a fast pace and making it better, as we call it, plussing the experience.
Banana Ball returns to Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park on May 24th and 25th. Sold out doubleheader this year. Next year, I expect the exact same thing. Tickets go on sale exactly 2 months before the show.
Drew, with the league expanding, I saw that yesterday. How amazing is that to see how big this has gotten between just the bananas and the party animals, and now then the firefighters, and now the tailgaters, and then 2 more teams coming into the league and a championship trophy coming to Banana Ball in 2026. how amazing is it to be a part of this expansion of Banana Ball?
It's incredible. You know, Jesse Cole's ideas never miss. So you get on board and you ride the train that he's driving. And just an incredible family that leads our organization. So, you know, never hard to take orders, but the real success comes from everybody having a voice within the organization, everybody being able to pitch those ideas and pitch what they think could go well with fans. It's just a special environment to be around. And, you know, I'm very fortunate to do it every day in front of thousands of people every weekend.
Drew, so, you know, 2 Men On, our program and our Instagram at Talk ABQ. We follow you on Instagram, and thanks for following us at Talk ABQ as well. So I get to see your travels playing Banana Ball all across the country. And you were just in Philly, and Ryan Howard had a standing ovation to hardcore Philly fans. Everyone knows that Philly fans are either the best fan in the world or the worst fan in the world, depending on your opinion. He goes up there. He gets a standing ovation in front of 40,000 people. And what do, Drew? You strike him out on 3 straight pitches.
Yeah, I'm going to hit this drive about 280 right at the pen. But as I'm speaking, 3 straight fastballs. I told him they were coming. Now, let me get it straight. Like, if Ryan Howard is in prime form, he probably hits the Eagles Stadium from there.
Yeah.
But, you know, I got him where he's got a couple kids, and he's been off the diamond for a while.
Drew, you mentioned you're about to hit it.
You put it a little right.
Drew, you mentioned you're swinging some sticks right now. I also have a golf program right here on the same station called Dirty Boys Present Fill in the Holes. We'd love to have you on and talk golf sometime. Where are you playing right now?
We're at Santa Ana Star. We're playing the Star 9 right now. We just finished up the China 9.
Nice. How you playing today?
I'm pretty good. I'm +3 right now on hole 14.
Whoa! All right, my Drew's a stick, man.
Not bad. We might have to get a little 4v4 match when we come into town. Party Animals versus the broadcast crew.
Well, I'll tell you what, on my team, I got another Lobo, Jay Choi, All-American golfer. So I kind of like.
All right, I'm out.
You got me too, man. You got me too. What about me?
Oh, yeah, Zay, who's never swung a stick before, and he's left-handed. Missed me with that.
You can always grab former Lobo as well. Chris Weehan, former New Mexico United man.
Yeah, he's a
golfer
stick
as well.
He's a real stick.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, there we go. I think we got to set it up.
Drew, what else is going on in your world? What do the friends of the show need to know about you and what you're doing?
Oh, if I'm not playing Banana Ball, traveling for Banana Ball, or getting ready for Banana Ball, boys are out on the course somewhere in the country getting 18 in. Or I'm building a Lego. You know, not much to my life other than Banana Ball, Legos, and golf. So keeping it simple over here.
Nice.
You and the fam going to Balloon Fiesta this weekend or next week?
Yes. So if anybody's interested, I'll be there tomorrow morning in the merchandising tent, hanging out with some fans, signing some autographs, just hanging out. And then Sunday morning, I'll be going up in a balloon, which is the first time in my life. So I'm super stoked about that.
Hey, there you go. What balloon are you heading up in?
One of the balloon Fiesta workers, Rainbow Riders, something like that. I got to double check.
Good company. If you
my mom sets it up. Shout out, Mom. She sets up everything that keeps me going in life. So
hey, there you go. If you have Jarrett Trainer as one of your crew chiefs, be careful with that balloon ride. He'll make it a fun one for you.
Hey, that's what we're shooting for, right?
All right, Drew, the Bananas, when they were in town, they tried to get me to hate you, but there's no way I'm hating the Party Animals because I myself am a party animal. I'm on your squad no matter what. Why should the friends of the show hate the Texas Tailgaters?
They're the new kids on the block. No one likes the new guy.
There we go.
You know, and like we've said all year, Albuquerque has been the most party animal friendly town outside of, you know, our own tour that we went on last year where we were headlining. But as a visiting team, no other city has shown us as much love as Albuquerque. So it was a real no-brainer for us to kick off our own tour here in Albuquerque next year in 2025. So we're hoping for some big things out of the old faithful in Albuquerque. Some great loyal sports fans here. You know, I must mention I'm still rooting for our Lobos even in Savannah. But, you know, I'm faithful that the community will come out, support the guys on our first endeavor alone without Big Brother in 2025. And, you know, just stay committed that we'll still put on just as good and probably a better show than the Bananas because we are way more fun. You know, that's kind of all I ask for our community is believe in the party animals, come see it, come party with us, and, you know, have a blast.
Hard agree, my friend. Banana Ball's coming back to Isotopes Park. 2025 World Tour be May 24th and 25th. Tickets go on sale exactly 2 months before the event. Albuquerque's own Drew Gillespie on the program. Anything for the friends of the show before we let you go, my friend?
I got to chip in from Eagle right here, but other than that, life's going all right. Hug your loved ones. Say hello to everybody that you know in life, even if you don't know them. Check in on your people. And May comes around, the party animals will be in town ready for a very, very fun weekend. And if you're listening to the show, please come say what's up when we're in town and introduce yourselves. I love nothing more than meeting more New Mexicans.
All right, Drew, keep those hands firm, put the ball on the back foot, swing all the way through, get a little backspin on that eagle chip
me
right now, baby. Let's give us some play-by-play on this last shot before you let you go.
We're about 15 yards from the pen, but pen high. Don't have much green to work with. We're going to flop it right on and see what happens. Going to land it about 2 feet short, see what happens.
There you go. Already horse right. Feet out for eagle.
Yeah, 12-foot putt.
12-foot. Those green Santa Ana
are for birdie. We'll just get a par and move on. Honestly, stay at +3.
Yeah, the greens were aerated like 2 weeks ago. They should be real sexy. 12-footer. That's makeable for birdie. Drew Gillespie, party animal legend, Albuquerque native. He'll be back in town for Banana Ball May 24th and 25th. Drew Gillespie, swing them straight out there. Appreciate your time, my friend.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys. Always a pleasure to come on the show. And let's shoot me a text. Let's set up that golf match for when I'm back in town.
100% in, brother. Have fun today, and we'll see you soon. When we get back, it's our Isham Dental soundbite of the day, and this is going to be a fun one, so stay with us. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is
To 2 Men On, welcome back to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Happy Friday, friend of the show. We're doing it right here at SafeHouse Distilling, downtown Albuquerque, Mexico, on the corner of Gold and 7th. I got myself a little profit share bourbon in front of me. I'm thinking about doing another one. I might have another one. I don't know. Not yet, but I'm going to keep sipping. That is full show.
What would Jimmy Buffett do?
He wouldn't be here right now because he'd be hammered already.
Hey, there you go.
It's already 5:30. He'd be on his third nap. IshamDentalABQ.com. Scott Isham is the best in the business. 3900 Eubank Boulevard, Northeast, Building A. Give them a call, 505-881-0422. Same day dentures. They will get it done in the same day. Get fitted, get your dentures made, make sure they fit right, all in the same day. It is wild what they're able to do there at Isham Dental. Scott Isham, he's the best in the biz. Visit IshamDentalABQ.com. You just put your name and email and phone number, and they will get right back to you. Without further ado, in front of this show, if you've never heard this before, you're in for a treat. I'm pretty sure every sports fan knows what this skit is. I ran by a list of crazy college football names, so I pivoted the Isham Dental soundbite of the day for something that happened yesterday to something that happened like 12 years ago. I know we're culturally relevant on this program. We like to stay fresh. We like to stay hot. But without further ado, here is your Isham Dental soundbite of the day.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Stasson, alongside Jeff Worthing.
So this is Key and Peele's classic skit about the crazy college football names.
Showcase their skills in
This
a
is a
classic showdown between
genius
East
skit.
and West.
It's fantastic.
And there really are some characters.
Comedy
this year's
masterpiece.
squad.
100% masterpiece. It's an 11 out of 10.
100%.
Personalities came to the forefront, and they are here. Let's meet the players from the East.
Here we go.
Marcus Williams, University of Georgia.
Starts off slow.
J. Jefferson, Wayne State University.
Javarius Smith King, Merrimack College.
Reasonable.
Boyle, Smoochie Wallace.
Oh, here we go.
Miami.
Desquarius Green Jr., University of Notre Dame.
Ibrahim Moises, University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Jack Marius Tack Theratrix, Michigan State University.
Isaiah T. Billings Clyde, Coastal Carolina University.
The Jasper Probencruck III, South Carolina State University.
Leoz Maxwell Jr., East Carolina University.
Javaris and Lamar, University of Middle Tennessee.
Wayne Showerhand, University of Southern Mississippi.
Kingle McCringleberry, Penn State University.
McCarpetron Duke Marion.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. Duke Marion.
Nicholas Margoon, University of South Florida.
Jackson, Flaxen, Waxen, California, University of Pennsylvania.
California University of Pennsylvania.
Big plays all game long from Tyrol Smoochie Wallace.
There's one of the teams.
And Moises and
for the West.
Kingle
And they don't stop.
McCringleberry. They both had amazing seasons.
That's right, Jeff. Now let's meet the players from the West. Vegetarian Jefferson, Texas A&M.
The Cluster Hot Duncan Chud, University of Wisconsin.
Scorpion L. Gooding Splat, Saskatchewan University.
Quattro, San Jose State University.
There you go, Sparks.
Buckshank, Stanford University.
These are 12 Washing Beard, Jones College.
Shakira Kwan, TGIF Carter, University of Northern Arizona.
X-Wayne at Aliciousness, Missouri Western State University.
Missouri Western State.
With MD, Adams State.
That's awesome. He's already a doctor.
Malois, South Dakota State University.
TJ, AJ, RJ, / fourth, the fifth.
Backslash.
San Diego State University.
So, of course, San Diego State.
Boise State University.
Yeah.
Lewis, Nevada State. Penitentiary.
Formerly known as Mouse Cop. University of Missouri, Columbia.
Dan Smith, BYU.
Dude, oh, it hits so hard. It hits so hard at the end.
Good old Dan Smith. Who could forget
That is
BYU
your
legend Dan Smith?
the East-West All-Star Game, classic Key and Peele skit. Love it so much. It's friggin' timeless. Like, that hasn't aged a day.
If anything, it's gone better.
Like, hard agree, because names keep getting crazier in college football, and we're going to talk about all the craziest names in this year of college football when we get back. 505-246-0610. Text us on the Sports Animal text line. What are your favorite names from college football this year? We're going to have an absolute blast when we get back talking about it. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program, Duke City. Welcome back to 2 Men On. You're listening to the Sports Animal. Our Isham Dental soundbite of the day today was Key and Peele's classic East-West All-Star Game skit, and we had a lot of fun with that. And now what we're doing on the program is we're going to give you our favorite names, not of made-up Key and Peele names, our favorite actual names of college football players this year. And Carlos, would you like to go first?
Oh, yes. You got to start with a big one. The man out of Allen, Texas, the University of Oklahoma quarterback, General Booty.
That's legendary. That's goated. That is a goated football name.
Right?
General Booty. I'd follow him in the battle any day. Zay, you want to go next?
I'm going to go with General Booty.
Okay.
I just went with General Booty.
Straight up repeat.
Oh,
somebody was adjusting some levels there.
Okay, a little quick hitter. I'm going to go with Mobility.
Oh,
strong.
Good one.
Mobility, North Texas's Mobility. First name M-O-H, last name Bility, B-I-L-I-T-Y. So I think whatever sport his parents wanted him to play, he had to be mobile.
I mean, whatever sport he wanted to play, he was already made for it, because mobility is important in every sport you play, no matter what.
Hey, man, even bowling.
What do you call somebody on the field who's just as good as it gets? You can't beat them. Would he be possibly the coldest? Yes, they are. So from Shreveport, Louisiana, give me the coldest Crawford.
From Birmingham, Alabama, by the way, of the Alabama Crimson Tide, defensive back, number 1, Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Kool-Aid is strong, and he is a legit dope player too. Kool-Aid is a great name. Zay?
I'm going to go with Memorable Factor.
Yes. Again, friends of the show, these are not made-up Key and Peele names. These are real players in college football right now. One of my favorite directors, Carlos, is Paul Thomas Anderson. You might know him from some of the greatest motion pictures made in the 90s, 2000s, and 10s. One of my favorite is Boogie Nights.
Oh, you got.
And it's not just a movie. It is Jefferson, Ohio's favorite son on the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. Boogie Night. Give me Boogie Night.
You know, this is, I usually get this with my electric bill every year. Every month. By the way of Richton, Mississippi, member of the Tulane Green Wave. Give me Fat Watts.
Fat Watts.
P-H-A-T.
Nice. P-H-A-T. Pretty hot and tempting. Fat Watts. Zay, what you got next?
Okay, so the next one I feel is an obvious one. This guy broke the internet when his came out. The coldest Crawford. The coldest.
You might need to be taking notes here, Zay, because I already said the coldest.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. See, the issue is I had Mr. BV in here, and he was talking with me about Carlos and how much he loves Carlos.
Oh,
so I wasn't able to hear.
Look
Thanks,
at
BV.
that. I love this love
I
fest.
appreciate you, BV.
And I can listen to 2 conversations at once, but that one was a little challenging.
Okay. If you get faked out of your shoelaces on the football field, you get some major burns. And LSU Tigers legend, straight out, the hometown kid, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, give me Major Burns.
Major Burns.
Major Burns.
We're talking like Mr. Burns for The Simpsons, like during the Civil War. Was he Major Burns? How about a good old boy from Loveland, Colorado? You know, a long day at work, 5 o'clock somewhere. What would Jimmy Buffett do? Well, if he's not at Teller, maybe he opens up a nice Coors and maybe watch a Bronco buck a little bit. From Loveland, Colorado, by the way, of the Wyoming Cowboys. Give me my boy, Buck Coors, member of the Mountain West.
Buck Coors. That's a great name. That'd be a hell of a country artist, too. All right. This is something that Eldridge Woods never did, but out of Lake Oswego, Oregon, playing for the UNLV Running Rebels, give me Tiger Shanks.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Tiger Woods never did that, but Tiger Shanks.
All righty. This one has got to be the best one, and I better not have missed it.
Okay, we're going to see, aren't we?
Yeah. I'm 0 for 2 so far. All right, I'm going to go Dude Person.
Yes.
Dude Person,
Yes.
legendary.
Dude Person. This guy plays at Arkansas. Who's that playing defensive pack? Dude. Yeah, what's his name?
Person.
Who's on first? Dude. As a dudist priest, I'm a priest in the Church of the Latter-day Dude, a fake religion based on the Big Lebowski. Dude Person might be my favorite. That's a deep cut. I love that one. Carlos?
We're gonna go out of Division One. I've never heard of this school. Have you ever heard of Dublin, Ohio?
Oh, of course.
Well, Dublin, Ohio looks like they got a team. Ohio Wellesley Battling Bishops.
Okay.
And this man's name, and his picture fits the profile. Strong safety, Sammy Stoner.
Oh, okay. Should be in Colorado or California or maybe Albuquerque now.
I think Ohio fits him perfect.
Stoners in Ohio.
They're eating the dogs.
Okay, what if you got like a big black and white bear and you lose him? What do you call that? Well, I'll tell you what you call
Nightmare Fuel.
Playing for the Charlotte 49ers out of Greenville, North Carolina, Panda Askew.
Oh,
Panda Panda Askew.
Panda Askew.
Again, allow me to reiterate, these are real people. Zay, sorry, went out of order.
Oh no, all good. I deserved that one. I'm gonna go with Storm Duck. And what's super interesting about that one is I think Storm's a pretty cool name to have.
Like a legit cool name.
Yes, I think your name being Storm, I think it's intimidating, especially if someone hasn't met you yet, but they hear stories about you.
Carlos, keep going.
This one.
There's so many. We don't have enough time, but let's keep going.
I couldn't miss this one. He's, former member of my Alabama Crimson Tide, Roll Tide, but he is in the NFL. He stands at 6'1", 34 years old, from Orlando, Florida. What about the legendary Clinton Dix?
Oh, legend. That's a legend. That is an absolute legend. Playing for your Arizona Wildcats, friend of the show, out of Mission Hills, California, straight out of the Bible, Ephesians Prysock. That is Ephesians Prysock. Shout out to Sellers Shy. Shout out to Wing Green. Shout out to Dylan Death Rage. Shout out to Cash Walker. Shout out to
Fish McWilliams.
Yeah,
What about
Fish McWilliams.
Booby Curry on that list?
Oh, that's my second favorite Curry.
Dodge Saucer.
When we get back, it's our special one-of-a-kind I-9 varsity. It's a one-man varsity this time. We're airing some grievances when we get back.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program, Duke City. Welcome back to Two Men On. Happy Friday, friend of the show. Two hours in the books, 1 hour to go. One Van Nunley here, one Zay Johnson back at the studio. Co-host of Two Men On, Fred Slow. He's out on assignment, doing some very important research for the program, repping the brand out in Tampa Bay, Florida. Lucky for us, we got Carlos Tenorio with us, not new to the program, but new to Cumulus Networks, going to do some production for the cluster, and we're glad to have you with us on the program and glad to have you with us on every station here in Cumulus Networks. How's cutting your teeth at the station so far?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I've never learned so much about phishing emails in my life.
Oh yeah.
That was Zay, did you do your training for the phishing emails?
I did. I did do the phishing ones because those are quicker, but there's still some mouse overs.
There's so much.
Well, I mean, I hope you don't get hustled by a scammer out there on the internet. For me, it's mostly common sense, but lucky for you, if you're able to get hustled by some email scammer, the station and the company will remind you every 3 months, because this isn't going to be your last phishing training.
Oh no,
we got to do them every quarter. So take solace in the fact that it's going to be fresh on your mind.
Oh man.
Usually, friend of the show, you know how the I-9 varsity goes. For a lot of you, it might be your favorite segment. We just grab a subject out of the air throughout the program, and we do our varsity on it. What's our varsity? It's our totem pole. It's our Rushmore. It's our top 5. But today, this is going to be a one-man show on our I-9 varsity, as we're doing a special one-off, the I-9 varsity airing of the grievances. i9sports.com, League Office 280. Have your little kiddo, have fun, be safe, learn a sport. They will do it. They will have a blast. Check out i9sports.com, League Office 280. Whether it's, you go old school. You can just go old school, 505-312-499, or do League Office 280 at i9sports.com. Get a hold of them. They're the best in the business. So, Carlos, you are a lifelong Oakland A's fan.
Big time
Oakland A's fan. And they were stripped from your little fingertips, and you have something to say to them. The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. Yeah, lifelong Oakland A's fan, like you said.
You don't have the longest life yet. You're still in your early 20s. Yeah.
That team, I'll tell you what, that team, my entire life, has made me feel a lot older than I am. Supporting the Oakland Athletics. I want to point out Oakland.
Not anymore.
Big time. Yeah, and as Van just alluded to, not anymore. Last Thursday, I had the opportunity to head out to the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area, head out to the East Bay, and watch a beautiful game at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Beautiful day, no clouds in the sky, perfect sun. A's Rangers, good way to end the homestand for the season. If it wasn't for one thing, that was the last ever home game for the Oakland Athletics at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, and possibly forever in the great city of Oakland in the 510. And lucky to get to share it with my mother and my stepdad out there in Oakland, seeing our beloved A's get really ripped away from us. And now many of you friends of the show may say, well, didn't they lose the Raiders too?
Yeah.
And the Warriors? Yes, we did. Raiders are in Vegas, the Warriors San Francisco, and I completely forgot about this. There used to be a hockey team in Oakland, and I know if you knew this.
No,
I did not. California Golden Seals relocated in the 70s they had white cleats. It was pretty cool, actually. Relocated to Cleveland and was the last professional sports team to ever fold. So not only have the great city and the great residents of Oakland lost the Raiders, A's, and Warriors and the Golden Seals, but now the Oakland A's have been ripped from their arms. Yes, the Raiders have left, and yes, the Warriors are in San Francisco and whatever. The Oakland A's feel so much different, and I don't know why until I started really thinking about it. And I blame one man in personal. The
Ricky Henderson.
It's always Ricky.
Right. No, it's not Ricky.
No.
Not
Billy
Ricky.
Bean. Well, Billy Bean's part of it. The epitome of evil, John Fisher, the hated Oakland, might be the most hated man in Oakland, actually. And that's saying something.
I mean, all of sports,
All
really.
of sports,
Yeah.
really. I mean, Dean Spanos is probably happy that John Fisher exists because people forget about Dean Spanos. John Fisher thought it was a great idea to buy the Oakland A's with his business partner, Lou Wolf, a few years ago. And since then has failed to put forward any ballpark in the city of Oakland. And yes, California politics is scary. And yes, this and the other. It's one thing to fail at politics level. It's another thing to just up and move a team just because you didn't want to invest in the community. Well, let me tell you what, Mr. Fisher, all those fans are there. 46,000 plus at that beautiful concrete slab off for Interstate 880 on a Wednesday at a 12:37 first pitch. And John Fisher, you can shove it where the Bay Bridge don't shine. And I hope the door hits you on the way out. The A's will be moving to Sacramento, California for 3 years. Yeah, not Las Vegas, folks. They're moving to Sacramento for 3 seasons. And they are using their AAA ballpark. Now, picture the Colorado Rockies moving to Albuquerque, playing at Isotopes Park with the Albuquerque Isotopes. I think it would be great for a lot of people in Albuquerque.
Right.
But what happens when the Dodgers are in town? It's going to be a home game for the Dodgers. What happens when the New York Yankees come to town and the Boston Red Sox and all these big teams? It's no longer a home game. And not only are they moving to Sacramento, they're playing in a minor league ballpark, and they're removing the grass and making it all artificial turf. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Sacramento, Van, but it is hot. And it may be a little hotter than Albuquerque sometimes. And having played baseball on artificial turf in 110-degree weather in Albuquerque, it was not the best.
Sure.
They're going to be playing on that in Sacramento, California, all year during day games, sharing the facility with the AAA team there. And then, and only after 3 years, well, then they maybe
don't look
move
like
to
it.
Las Vegas. It doesn't look like it because the A's want to build on the Tropicana site, which is sad to see that hotel go, but needed to go. But they have no money. They have no money of their own. They expect the taxpayers in Nevada to pay for all of it, and they have no plan. No plan at all. And the people of Las Vegas, I'll tell you what, already a little mad about all the public funding that went towards Allegiant Stadium. And now John Fisher and his puppet, Dave Cavill, have no plan going forward. So really, will they ever end up in Las Vegas, or are they just going to be like the Savannah Bananas and roam from town to town? And instead of being the Oakland Athletics, be the Vagabond Athletics at that. And
the Oakland's logo is going from that sexy little cursive Old English A. It's going from the baseball playing elephant to a hobo with a sack on a stick. That's going to be the new logo of the Oakland Athletics because they're going to ruin this deal. You think Vegas, the Vegas Strip, $100 million casinos all up and down the strip. You think they want a baseball field right in the middle? They're going to do everything they can. They're going to. Oh man! Yes. Oh, insult to injury. Got an A's hat just walking in right now. Poor guy. But Vegas doesn't even want this.
No, they
don't want a baseball field. The slowest, most boring sport. By the way, my favorite. I love it so much. Learn to love baseball. But Vegas, baseball doesn't match the Vegas vibe.
No.
They don't want a baseball field right in the middle of the strip. This isn't going to work.
No, it's not. And what John Fisher and Dave Cavill and Catherine Aker and the politician from Nevada, I forgot his name. That actually, he blocked me on Twitter.
Nice.
That might be one of my favorite things that's happened during this entire relocation is if you're in Las Vegas on a beautiful Tuesday, right? You're out with your buddies at spring break, all right, and the Oakland A's are playing the, Chicago White Sox.
Uh-huh.
But you have the opportunity to go to a strip club. You have the opportunity to go to casinos and go see a show. You're not going to go watch the Chicago White Sox and the A's play baseball in Las Vegas. No, you want to go to those shows. You're going to want to go to those casinos. And to anyone that says there's not fans in Oakland or tries to blame California politics and all this, they're 100% wrong. Like I said, 46,000 fans at the Oakland Coliseum on a Wednesday afternoon, Thursday afternoon, middle of the work week, supporting the Oakland A's in what might be their last game. And let me tell you what, John Fisher, if I ever see you, oh, buddy. But I feel like that's a good segue into what's going on with Major League Baseball right now.
So while you were there, friend of the show and voice of the Isotopes, Josh Sushan, he was also at Oakland. Were you able to catch up with him and run into him at all?
I did not get to run into the great voice, Josh Sushan, but did see him on the field talking with A's legend and current A's coach, Bobby Crosby, on the field, rocking a last game shirt. So it's great to see Josh Sushan out there. And I know this team means a lot to Josh, as it does to not just me and my mother, but to millions and millions of A's fans around the world.
Carlos, were you there for the whole homestand or just the last game itself?
I was there just for the.
So were you able to get some, like a water bottle full of dirt?
Yes.
Were you able to steal anything for like those little last memories?
So I was able to get a water bottle full of dirt. Thankfully to the amazing grounds crew there at the Oakland Coliseum. Now have them as a vial in my room. They also gave away Oakland Coliseum replicas that were very cheaply done. No surprise when anything's done with John Fisher. It gets cheaply done. But next season, the Oakland Coliseum will be being used as for a soccer pitch for the USL Championship squad, the Oakland Roots. So next year, hopefully, I will get a chance to go back out to the Oakland Coliseum, where I have many good memories of watching the Raiders and my first Raiders and watching the A's with my grandmothers out of the Coliseum. Get to watch Mexico United at the Oakland Coliseum. And yeah, is it pretty? No, but it's like, you ever seen an ugly dog, right?
Yes, a bunch of them. Yeah, and babies.
And babies, yeah. But in the eye of the owner, right? It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's so ugly. It's cute.
Right.
And that's the Oakland Coliseum.
Right.
And
it's the Chinese crested dog of stadiums.
It's so ugly. There's sewage everywhere. Concrete falling apart. Mountain Davis just makes it look awful.
Stairs to nowhere.
Stairs to nowhere.
Yeah.
Possums running around.
Uh-huh.
But I'll tell you what, it was our home, and we loved every single moment. And the part that broke me that day, and I cried a lot, and I'm man enough to say that I cried, because that's a piece of my life that's now dead. It was like one A's fan on Twitter put it. It was like a playoff game with a funeral. And the part that broke me the most was my mom, stepdad, and I were walking out of the gates by Mountain Davis in right field. And I happened to look on the field, and groundskeeper with home plate walking it out of the stadium one final time. And that is now its eternal resting place in Cooperstown. And it's gone. It's 57 years of history. Catfish Hunter, Raleigh Fingers, Dave Stewart, the Batch Brothers, Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, and these new teams with Eric Chavez and Barry Zito. And let's not forget
Moneyball, baby.
Moneyball, the great movie, all being ripped out of Oakland because of greed and a guy that did not want to play ball with the city of Oakland.
So I'll pose the same question to you that I posed to Josh Sushan, also a lifelong fan. When I was young, I grew up right outside of Houston, Texas. I was an Oilers fan growing up, and they were ripped out of my hands just like the A's were ripped out of yours. I said, no. I'm not going to be a Tennessee Oilers, eventually Tennessee Titans fan. So I became a free agent, and I found out that the Green Bay Packers were owned by their fans, and being a free agent, that appealed to me. I was like, okay, this is a place where I could be welcome. My free agency, my vagabond, like the Oakland A's will be the next 3 years, is welcome here. So I became a Packers fan. I was super young. My question to you is, are you doing the same thing? Are you going to stick with whatever incantation the A's become, or are you, as of now, a free agent, Carlos?
So for the next 3 seasons, I will be following. They're just going to go by the Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Will I be supporting them? Not as much as I would.
Okay.
But I was able to work with a lot of those guys in AAA. Lawrence Butler, Daryl Hernandez. So the last time I was on the show, I actually got injured. That was our Isham dental soundbite. Was Hernandez's injury, sadly. But I've worked with a lot of these guys, and they're great humans, and I want them to have so much success. But I will never root for John Fisher to have success at all times. So if the Vegas move does go through, is adios and good night for me. And I might be rocking some blue and orange and supporting the New York Mets, or even the San Diego Padres, because the Padres' old owner had a plan in place to actually vote no on relocation for the Oakland A's. I don't know if you've heard this story.
Sure.
He
the only one.
He had 4 other owners ready to go. Vote no. All they needed was 5. So 4 and him. The night before the vote, he passes away of cancer. The only man that had enough guts to be like, you know what, this isn't right. The fans deserve better, and was going to vote no. And if he was just the only one, he'd vote no. So, yes, am I a little upset at every other owner that's being hypocritical and being like, oh, this is unfortunate? You have a chance to stop it, but you're not choosing to. And now that I'm not employed by Major League Baseball, it's free range. Colorado Rockies owner is definitely as inept as others. I mean, he's one of the worst, and he doesn't let his players develop. That's why the isotopes are so atrocious most of the time, too. But, I refuse to support John Fisher making a mockery of my beloved team anymore. You know, and that's saying a lot.
After hearing your thoughts and Van, you gave your example. I have my own situation where I was super attached, and it just got ripped away from me. You know,
Yeah,
I used to
Drake
love going
during the Kendrick beef. Yeah.
No, what I was gonna say was Blockbuster. Blockbuster movies.
Oh man, Blockbuster! But
I mean, adapt or die. You know,
there is one Blockbuster still left.
Yeah, there's one more.
There's no more Oakland A's. we are gone, and it's unfortunate.
Circuit City. Circuit City. That was
Circuit
painful.
City. Yeah, that's another one. Where Griff's Hamburgers here in town.
Oh, bummer.
Good hamburgers. But
all right, that was your special one-off I-9 varsity.
FJF.
The airing of
Screw John Fisher.
Yep, that's exactly what that acronym stands for.
Yep.
That's your I-9 Sports varsity. And check out i9sports.com. You got a kiddo that wants to play some sports, learn anything. They will accommodate anyone and everyone. They're the best in the business. Check out League Office 280 at i9sports.com. 505-312-4999, i9sports.com, League Office 280. When we get back, a little bit of MLB playoff preview and then all of our hot takes on the NFL weekend. 3 more segments to go on this Friday edition of 2 Men On. You're listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program, Duke City. Welcome back to 2 Men On. Welcome back to Sports Animal. Live from SafeHouse Distilling, downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico. Sipping a little profit share bourbon here. Some live art is coming on here. We got a nice little model. Not going to describe too much because reasons, but artists all alike, bring your sketch pad down. Come draw a pretty lady. It's Art Walk in downtown Albuquerque. Going to be a live one tonight here. Come start it at SafeHouse Distilling. Or you know what? Come end it at SafeHouse. You know what? Or right in the middle. Come down to Safe. Whatever you're doing, come have the best cocktail in Albuquerque right at SafeHouse Distilling. MLB playoffs, like for real, start tomorrow.
Oh,
the super weird 3-game wild card playoff is over, and the super lucky 1 in a million absolute fluke. No way they could ever do it again. Detroit Tigers, who beat my beloved Houston baseball Astros, are going to Cleveland for game 1.
Tomorrow.
Tyler Holton takes the mound for the Detroit Tigers, going up against world beater, young stud Tanner Bibby. Carlos, who do you got in this game, and who do you have in the series?
Oh man, this is a hard one. Detroit playing really good baseball right now. Had an unbelievable run just to get to the postseason, doing what America has been waiting for a while. The Houston Astros,
my shorts,
getting knocked out of the playoffs early. This is a good series. Former Albuquerque Isotope and good buddy Ryan Valade played Detroit Tigers this year. My dad, Detroit Tigers fan, but I got Cleveland winning not just this game 1, but I have them winning in 5 games. I think Detroit can push it to the limit because their manager, Stephen Vogt, former Oakland A, I believe in Stephen Vogt, has got the boys cooking this year. And David Fry is going to be the reason why.
I hard agree. But the Tigers just seem like a team of destiny. Like they're too young and dumb to figure out how big the stakes are right now. And plus they got Cy Young winner Tariq Skubal. So that is one automatic win for the Tigers.
Triple crown winner.
Triple crown, going to be a unanimous Cy Young winner. Yeah, you know, Emmanuel Clase, the unhittable closer from the Guardians, might steal a vote, might get like a Angel Reese sympathy troll vote.
Mason Miller.
Tariq Skubal's going to win a game, and I think that might be the only game that the Tigers win. I'm legit rooting for them, okay? I'm not that bitter, and I want the team who beat my team to win the World Series so they can say they only got beat by the best. The New York Mets in a NL East battle are going to Philadelphia in game 1. Kodai Senga versus Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler, an absolute stud. Here's the problem. When you get the bye, when you're one of those teams that take a few days off, and you got to play a team like the Mets, who are one of your rivals already, and they're hot, 2 come from behind wins, they're feeling it, and they go into your house and beat your stud. Do you think the Mets can overcome the Phillies?
Oh, man. The New York Mets, have, again, just like Detroit Tigers, odd season and had to do a lot to get here.
Sure.
But, I mean, this Phillies team, I don't think America's ready to see this rivalry on display in the postseason. It's one of the better ones. I think the Mets can get it done. I really do. The Philadelphia Phillies got a good squad, but having the first series off, usually hard. I mean, Nick Castellanos still in the lineup, obviously, and Bryce Harper, and you can't forget about Kyle Schwarber as well. But I think the Mets do drop game 1. Kodai Senga has only pitched 1 game this year, got hurt, and then was announced today he was pitching, which is weird.
Weird choice. Legit weird choice.
And Zach Wheeler playing with vengeance because he will not forget what the Mets did to him when he was on the team and did not let him pitch in 2015. But I think the Mets also, this series also goes 5, and the New York Metropolitans, with the power of Grimace and the rally pumpkin they have now, go to the NLCS because meet the Mets, baby.
So I'm rooting for either Yankees-Dodgers in the World Series. Now that my beloved Astros are gone, I'm rooting for either Yankees-Dodgers or Yankees-Mets. So for that to happen, the Mets have to beat the Phillies. So the reasonable person in me, Philly's been there, done that. They're better. They beat the Mets all year. The smart part of my brain, the developed, really well, logical smart of my brain says Phillies, but let's just go Mets. Let's go weird purple chair, grimace stuff. Francisco Lindor, MVP runner-up. Why not?
OMG.
Give me the Phillies tomorrow, but the Mets winning 3 out of the next 4.
Oh.
Give me the Mets in the series. The young and dumb upstart Kansas City Royals go in the Yankee Stadium. Michael Waka Waka Fire, Waka Waka Flame goes up against Cole 45, Garrett Cole. Do the Royals have a chance to beat the powerhouse Yankees?
If this was the 1980s, I say yes. Because this was a great rivalry in the 80s for those that remember Billy Martin, and the 70s. Billy Martin when he was the manager of the New York Yankees and when George Brett was there in Kansas City. But it's the New York Yankees. They're just too powerful. Give me the Yankees in 4. Michael Wacha, though, the Kansas City Royals saving grace, postseason experience, played with the St. Louis Cardinals and pitched in 2013 World Series for them against the Boston Red Sox. But when you look at the Yankees lineup, forget the pitching.
Sure.
Pitching this year has been hit and miss. But this lineup of Jazz Chisholm Jr. and Grisham and Dominguez, Aaron Judge also in the lineup. Juan Soto, who might also get some MVP votes this season. Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo, Anthony Volpe. I mean, Alex Verdugo. This lineup is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
And don't forget about the pass squatch there in Kansas City. But I think clock strikes midnight on Salvi Perez and the Kansas City Royals, and they lose in 4. I'll give them 1 game. I think they take 1 game in Kansas City. That is a tough place to play. But
the AL Central snuck 3 teams into the playoffs. The Guardians are legit top to bottom. They're a good baseball team. The only reason the Tigers and the Royals are even there because they beat up on the lowly Chicago White Sox. Give me the Yankees. I don't want to root for the Yankees, but I want to see Yankees-Dodgers in the World Series. Yankees win game 1. Yankees win the series. And we go to the zestiest and spiciest matchup. These teams legit hate each other. Padres Dodgers. This one is going to be a lot of fun. Dylan Cease, who's been lights out. Yamamoto for the Dodgers. He has been fantastic in his air quotes rookie season. Who do you have in game 1 and who do you have in the series, Carlos?
Man, game 1, you have to go to a really rough crowd there, Dodger Stadium. Very rowdy crowd.
They hate them.
Second largest stadium. Actually, first largest now that the A's don't exist anymore in baseball. And it is going to be rocking. Dodgers take game 1. Yamamoto pitches a gem. Dylan Cease having a good year, too. I would have said before the show, give me the San Diego Padres in 5. But before the show, news broke that sad news for the Padres fan. I'm trying to pull it up here real quick. But
you're talking about Joe Musgrove's
Tommy John. Yes, Joe Musgrove having to go to Tommy John surgery. A big blow to that Padres team. But this is going to be a fun one. And I can't stand the Dodgers. I know a lot of our listeners probably big Dodger fans, and I apologize for that. But the Dodgers, in this, at least in the NLDS against this Padres team, but it's not going to be easy. And it's going to be a dogfight. And don't be surprised if a star player for the Dodgers gets injured in this series because of how rowdy it gets.
Because of a cleat off stab fight? Is that why?
I mean, player goes in late.
Because they take their cleats off and they go after each other like Happy Gilmore? Is that why?
Anything is possible when Manny Machado is on the field.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. But this is going to be a fun one. Plus, the reason I also say the Dodgers is there is a chance that Shohei Ohtani can pitch later in the postseason. So give me the Dodgers in 5.
Again, I'll state it. I want to see Dodgers-Yankees in the World Series now that my beloved Astros are there. But I love the Padres. I love the swag in the dugout. No one has more fun than the Padres. If the Padres upset the Dodgers, I am here for that. I think the Dodgers are the better team, top to bottom, even with the injuries to their pitching staff. I'm rooting for the Padres, but I'm rooting for Dodgers-Yankees World Series. I'm a conflicted boy, but this is must-see TV, and I am here for it. When we get back, we're going to run through the whole NFL weekend, and we'll give you our hot takes and our predictions, all NFL talk from here on out on the program. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Welcome back to the program. Happy Balloon Fiesta week. Having a lot of fun here. How bad is the traffic so far? I don't know. I live super close to SafeHouse Distilling, so I haven't had to experience the awful traffic yet. But guess what? I will all next week. Look, it's worth it. It's worth it, Albuquerque. Do you realize you wake up in the morning and there's hot air balloons all over your city? That's so cool. Only we get that. Take it for granted.
I never will after 2020, that's for sure.
Rapid fire NFL takes from here on out on the program. We're telling you who's going to win and who's going to make you some money this weekend. And we're going to start with the morning game, 7:30 a.m. Mountain. Aaron Rodgers, not quite yet. Devontae Adams and the New York Jets technically go to Minnesota, but they're in London. Minnesota Vikings 2.5-point favorites in London. Who do you got, Carlos?
Give me the Vikings and Sam Darnold. A revenge game for Sam Darnold, and they won't be chanting Jets. They'll be chanting L-O-S-E, L-O-S-S, loss.
I love that so much. You think the Vikings win and cover?
Yes, I do. 2.5 for Minnesota seems very reasonable. I do think the Vikings cover. I would take the under of the money line of 40.5.
Oh, okay. There we go. Zay, who you got?
I'm going to take the Jets. And not to sidetrack, I know we said rapid fire. Did you see the picture Devontae Adams put on a story?
Of Edgar Allan Poe?
Yes, I did.
It's in social media in a frenzy, and I'm like, you can tell who didn't read here. You can tell who didn't read in school, who doesn't know they're poets. But I don't know what
nevermore.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I think it's either Raven or people were talking about places Edgar was born.
Well, yeah, Edgar Allan Poe is from Baltimore, and that's one of the main reasons that the Baltimore team is called the Ravens. So I think he's hinting to everyone that he either wants to go to New York Jets or the Baltimore Ravens. I think he wants to be anywhere instead of Las Vegas. I also think the Jets will reign victorious. They've had a couple weird hiccups so far. I think they're really going to come together. I think the Vikings are a legit good football team. I think Sam Darnold is a legitimate NFL quarterback, but they're due for a setback. They're due for a little bit of regression. So give me the Jets. If you're a betting man, buy that up to 3.5. I think it's going to be super close. Give me the New York Jets to win. If you don't think they're going to win, it's going to be close. New York Jets plus 3.5. Back to the United States of America.
USA.
The Cleveland Browns, bleep Deshaun Watson, go to Washington Commanders to play the quarterback that Deshaun Watson wishes he was in Jaden Daniels. I have this one being a blowout. This is one of my favorite bets of the weekend. The Washington Commanders minus 3.5. Jaden Daniels is the real deal. They will cruise. Who do you got, Carlos?
Right with you. They'll cruise to victory. I mean, Cleveland losing to the Raiders last week, very downtrodden, but Jaden Daniels just so good. 3.5, easy cover for sure.
Zay, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Commanders to win, but Deshaun Watson aside, be careful because Myles Garrett is healthy.
Oh,
and they do still have Denzel Ward, and it wouldn't shock me if this game was a lot uglier than people expected it to be.
Quaff this, bleeper. Baltimore Ravens go into Cincinnati and have their chance for the Blonde Ambition Tour as the ghost of Joe Burrow tries to play football again. Baltimore Ravens are going to run the ball down the Bengals' throat. The Ravens are back. Derrick Henry is that dude. Give me the Ravens easy. This is another one of my favorite bets of the week. Baltimore on the road, minus 2.5. This is a no-brainer. Carlos?
I'm going to go against you on this one. Give me Joe Cool and the Cincinnati Bungles that they're turning back into. The Bungles and 2.5 for Baltimore. That's going to be easy for Cincinnati to cover. Cincinnati at plus 115 in this game. 11 o'clock kickoff local time. Give me the Bengals and Joe Burrow.
I'm a big Joe Burrow guy, and I love hearing that. I just don't believe a word of it. Zay?
No shot. The Baltimore, the Cowboys, unfortunately, we were the guys that sent Baltimore into the direction that they were inevitably going to end up being. I mean, when they got Derrick Henry, we knew their run game would be unfair. For some reason, it wasn't for the first two games. But I think they're there now. So I think they're going to start steamrolling teams. similar to what San Fran was last year.
My ginger brother, Andy Dalton, goes into Chicago to face the number 1 overall pick and his cute little fingernails. Give me the Red Rocket by the hook. Carolina Panthers plus 4.5. I love this. Carolina is a legitimate football team with Andy Dalton. Chicago has disappointed me greatly. They're hanging on by a thread. Bears money line, but Panthers plus 4.5. Carlos?
Give me that red-headed tombstone as well.
Woo!
Andy Dalton, after beating the Raiders 2 weeks ago. I can see what the red-headed tombstone still has in him. And yeah, I can never pick the Bears. I mean, I feel like picking the Bears is like buying a ticket on the Titanic. Eventually it's going to sink.
I was wrong about the Bears. I was wrong about the Bengals, and I'm finally learning my lesson. Zay, who you got?
I'm going with Chicago. I mean, let's not forget the Bears, even the games they've won, they still managed to win without their quarterback having a very good game. Maybe he'll never just have a great game, but I think he will. I think the Bears are going to win this one. I don't see how the Panthers defense who else would you rather see if you're a rookie quarterback who's struggling? In the Carolina Panthers defense, I don't think any of us could name 1 or 2 players off of there.
The toss-up of the week is in Houston. The Buffalo Bills, who were just embarrassed by the Ravens, go into Houston to play young gun C.J. Stroud. I like the Bills in a rebound. It's hard to bet against Houston, a quality football team in their home stadium, but I like Buffalo answering back. They are +1, which is basically a pick 'em. I got Josh Allen in Buffalo. Who do you got, Carlos?
I got C.J. Stroud and a revenge game for Stephon Diggs against the Buffalo Bills. Those two are going to be a deadly connection this week in Houston. And give me the Houston Texans. I mean, one is going to be an easy thing to cover for sure. The money lines to Buffalo even. The over-under 47.5 is something I would keep an eye on. I would take the over on that one. Because these are two high-scoring offenses. These defenses are not going to know what's going to hit them, and it's going to come at you super fast and super quick. So give me the Houston Texans.
Zay.
I'm going to go with Buffalo. I think Buffalo's going to pull this one out here. I don't know what's going on with Houston. They're not exactly what I thought they were going to be. I think they should have lost last week. I don't know. I don't see them pulling it off. I think Josh Allen's got a lot of horsepower. Going to push the Bills over the edge.
No idea how the Jacksonville Jaguars are favorites at home because they are hot garbage. This one disappointed me this year. I used to be pro Sunshine. I thought it was Sunshine Lawrence, but he is legitimately Jamarcus Lawrence. Give me Anthony and Richardson and the Colts +3 by the hook, +3.5. If you're as confident as I am in the Colts this week, you think the Jaguars are garbage, bet a money line. But I love the Colts +3.5.
The Colts +3.5 is as well. Easy thing to cover. And even if Anthony Richardson, for whatever reason, does not play in this game because of his injury, you still got Joe Flacco. An elite quarterback, an elite quarterback that can easily bingo, bango, you're done right down the field. Give me the Colts.
Zay.
This one's a hard one. I'm going to go Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis is going to pull this one off. Although their quarterback situation is, shaky, I think it helps when your backup's Joe Flacco.
It's tough. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, he's hobbling too. The Jacksonville Jaguars is not who they thought they were. I think they're going to choke again. All right, absolute snoozer, worst game of the week. Whoever's playing quarterback for the Dolphins, probably Snoop-a-Loop Huntley, will go to the Patriots. This is how it's going to work out, boys. The Dolphins are going to take an early lead. There's going to be a mutiny in the Patriots locker room at halftime, and here he is. You never call me on my cell phone. Drake May is going to take the keys to the Porsche at halftime, and the Patriots are going to come back and win in the second half. Give me Drake May and the New England Patriots beating the Miami Dolphins.
This game at 1.5 is going to be a snoozer, like you said. I think I'd rather watch the 7 a.m. than this one instead. The Dolphins are very disappointing this week. Tyreek Hill going to have a good week in fantasy football against a team like the Patriots, but give me New England in this one. The Dolphins are someone call PETA because this is animal cruelty. What the
You
Patriots
are
are about to do to the
exact-
Dolphins this week.
Okay. Okay. I love that so much, Zay.
I'm gonna go with Miami.
Oh, okay.
How bad can they get? 8-Chain last week gave me nothing, so I expect him to maybe have a bounce back game. Maybe. I know he had injury issues, but if you're injured and you're still out there playing, I think you need to give it your all. So I think he'll hold himself to that and have a better game.
It is rocking here at SafeHouse Distilling. Art Walk is already in full effect. Come down here and have a good time. Have the best cocktail in town. And we wrap up the NFL weekend with the 2 o'clock and Sunday night games when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? Age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $110 per month. Level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, there are great rates available for you as well. Call Term Busters for a quote. 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, call Term Busters. 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate for preferred non-tobacco rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Febreze Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week, Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleanse are nice, but in between, I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
It's been more than 50 years since 13 hot air balloons took to the skies from the Coronado Center parking lot. Today, the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta creates an enchanted world of special-shaped balloon rodeos, twilight balloon glows, and 9 days of vibrant balloon-filled skies. If you're planning to add your own celebrations to this year's festival, plan not to drink and drive. Take a ride on us instead. This station is partnered with Bernalillo County Department of Behavioral Health Services, Glasheen Bias and Enderman Injury Lawyers, and Sandia Resort and Casino to help end DWI. Open the Uber app now and under vouchers, enter the code BALLOON24 in all caps. Then, if you've had a bit too much celebrating, request an Uber and we'll pay up to $10 for your ride. This offer is good for the first 2,000 people who use the code between Friday, October 4th at 5 a.m. and Sunday, October 13th at 3 p.m. Only 2 rides per person, please. Together, we can end DWI.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Oh, I didn't do the commercial. The fun here at SafeHouse Distilling, downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico. Art walk tonight. Get out your pencil and paper. Get out your watercolors. Get out your pastels because we're drawing pretty ladies down here at SafeHouse Distilling. Luckily, Carlos has had his back turned all night or he'd be very distracted. We're finishing out our NFL weekend with the team that I thought would be better right now. Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals have to play a good team finally. They can't even beat bad teams. Arizona Cardinals plus 7.5. I'm a fool. I will keep jumping down this alley, and I will be meeting big, mean Nick Bosa at the end of the alley. give me Arizona Cardinals plus 7.5. San Francisco to win. Carlos?
I would go with you on that one, but it's the Cardinals.
Yeah.
You got a really good San
They've
Francisco.
always been the Cardinals.
Yeah, they've always been the Cardinals. You really got a good San Francisco 49er team here, led by Brock Purdy himself. I can't see any world where plus 7.5 is covered by Kyler Murray, former Oakland A's first-round draft pick, against this team. I really don't.
Marvin Harrison Jr., 200 yards, 3 tutties. Zay, who do you got?
That would be wild. But I do think 7.5 is it's crazy.
It's a lot. That's a lot.
It's definitely a lot. Give me San Fran. I think San Fran's going to win here just based off experience. The Cardinals are still a little young. They have the potential to win? Yes, they definitely have the talent, but I don't think they'll go in there and beat San Fran head-to-head.
Carlos's Las Vegas Raiders go to the other Mile High City to play football. Broncos are 3-point favorites. The over-under is 35.5. That's almost insulting to professional football players. I still like the under. Give me the Broncos in a squeaker and give me 9-6 Broncos, maybe?
Give me the Raiders. Obviously, that pick's a little biased, but one thing to note, the Denver Broncos have not beat the Las Vegas Raiders since they have moved to Sin City. It has been 8-0 for the Raiders against the Broncos. And if you have Daniel Carlson as your field goal kicker in fantasy, make sure you start him this week because, like you said, this is going to be a low-scoring affair. No Devontae Adams this week for the Raiders as well as he deals with his hamstring, quote-unquote, injury. Give me the Raiders by a score of 21-20.
Oh my God, that's so many points.
Alexander Masterson is still still healthy.
That's the over, and it's not even close. Okay, Zay.
I got Broncos. I'm a Bo Nix guy. You're
a Bo Nix truther.
Yeah, it's just because I'm an Oregon guy, but I think Bo Nix is he's due for a good game as well. That's a good one.
That was good.
I think he'll get at least a touchdown. I think he'll get at least a touchdown and maybe some field goals. I think it's being like 17-14, 17-10 type of game.
Raiders plus 130. Take that. Easy.
I don't hate it. My beloved Green Bay football Packers and the one-legged Jordan Love go into Los Angeles to battle the ghost of the Rams. This should be easy. This is one of my favorite bets of the week. Buy the hook down, get Packers minus 2.5. Packers win easily. The Rams aren't who they thought we were. This should be an absolute blowout for the Green Bay football Packers.
I love, I almost said Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford, I really do. But he's old. Yeah. He's seen his time. He's won his Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I would take Jordan Love on one leg any day. And the Rams are hurt. It's going to be a home game for the Packers in LA. Go Pack, go. Easy cover that spread and a win for the Cheeseheads in LA.
The Packers are going to win, but I think it's a reach to be so confident that Matthew Stafford will get blown out just because he has the ability to throw 5 interceptions in the first half and still somehow score 30 points. But
You've been on that end before.
Yeah, I have. I definitely have. I've seen Tony do it. So, I think it'll be a good game. I think the Packers will come out with the win.
Hard agree right there. The Packers don't go to Vegas this year, do they?
No,
I do not believe the Packers go to Vegas. So Packers Nation will show up in droves to go on vacation, get away from the Wisconsin cold. That's going to be a home game for the Packers.
Any game in LA is a home game. And that's coming from a Raider fan.
All right, Zay, you're first on this one. We're up against it, but go. The night game, all the cameras are on, all the lights are on. The Dallas Cowboys go to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Who you got, Zay?
We could play at 3, and the lights will always be on us. But I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys. The reason why is because, yes, the Steelers should win this game.
Yep.
But in games like this, is why the Cowboys, although they haven't won much, they're still very relevant. It's because they win the games they shouldn't win and they lose the games they should win. So games like this, they'll go out and win. The Saints, we ended their streak twice. We ended it with Drew Brees, and then we ended it when they had Kamara.
Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one. I hate both teams. I really hope for a tie, but Pittsburgh, much better football team this year than the Dallas Cowboys.
The Justin Fields renaissance continues. By the hook, give me Pittsburgh -2.5. Hell of a program today from SafeHouse Distilling downtown, right here on the corner of Gold and 7th. Carlos Sombrero Man Tenorio, welcome to the team and welcome back to Two Men On. Good having you today.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on. Quick shout out to my boy Kenyon Owino at Volcano Vista High School, committing to Montana today. Super happy for the 4-year varsity man there, and go Hawks.
Congratulations, young friend. Zay Johnson back at the studio.
Great job, boys. Carlos, awesome job. Can't wait to see you more next week.
I'll see you next week, Zay.
Friends of the show, thank you so much for joining us. However you're joining us, whether it's on the internet or on the radio or on the podcast, we appreciate you being a friend of the show. Stay safe out there this weekend. Have fun at the Balloon Fiesta. Love you, Burke.
Journey Boys present The Holes, Albuquerque's newest